Maloney, and new tonight that months-long investigation wrapped up today. This has to do, you may recall, with a Rolex stolen from a storage room. And now troopers say this wasn't the first time this now former cop found himself on the other side of the law. ABC 22's Josh Morrill has more on this situation and what lawmakers are doing to prevent future issues involving police.
Well, Lauren, 44-year-old Giancarlo DiGenova's former employer, the Vermont State Police, outlined a laundry list of charges against him today. And DiGenova, who's originally from Essex, resigned in February after being accused of stealing diamond earrings, a Rolex, and AirPods, which went missing in November. But that's just one of numerous incidents within the VSP that has put lawmakers on notice. After a 3-month investigation, the Vermont State Police charged former trooper Giancarlo DiGenova with 16 separate felonies and misdemeanors. He's accused of stealing property from a secure storage room on numerous occasions. Police also allege he stole prescription pills from a disturbance call last year, and state police say he tried to sell 2 cell phones after taking a bag of seized devices. The charges prompted a stern response from Colonel Matthew Birmingham, the director of the Vermont State Police, saying, "I know all Vermonters are angered and disappointed, and so am I. Your outrage is appropriate, but I also want you to know that the system worked as well as it can, and the former trooper's actions were uncovered by his peers, who reported him to supervisors." This marks another incident involving state troopers under investigation. An internal probe was launched earlier this year into allegations that off-duty troopers posted racist, homophobic, and misogynistic slurs while playing an online party game. A constituent of former state trooper turned state senator, Nader Hashim, alerted him about the incident. Hashim didn't respond to our request for comment, but told VT Digger at the time that one of the things that he valued about the state police was that they have really high standards for their members, and it should be very basic, simple knowledge that in this day and age, it is not okay to use the N-word. In Montpelier, lawmakers like Hashim and the House Government Operations Committee Chair Mike McCarthy have their sights set on legislation that could reform law enforcement training programs in hopes of helping turn the tide on issues like these.
It brought up the question that there's some conduct that officers in Vermont law enforcement could have off duty that would be serious enough for us to consider sanctions such as decertification.
A bill, which passed out of McCarthy's committee last week, would overhaul the law enforcement domestic violence policies in the state and would establish alternate routes to law enforcement certification, making the path smoother for qualified applicants, but not easier.
You'll actually have to demonstrate that you're competent and that you understand the subject matter in things like use of force or fair and impartial policing.
McCarthy also said that his committee is not done looking into other types of conduct that could lead to potential sanctions for officers under the jurisdiction of the Vermont Criminal Justice Council. Live in the newsroom tonight, Josh Morrill, ABC 22 News.